Okay, guys, we're back to finally start tearing into the motorcycle. What we're going to end up doing today is we're going to tear apart the primary and just give everything a good look over. Make sure we don't have any abnormal wear. Probably replace most of the seals and bearings in it, and if not all of them, and just make sure everything's in tip-top shape and make our initial adjustment on the clutch here before we get over to the right side of the bike. And with that being said, the first thing that everybody should usually do, and most everything, you know, when you're working on your motorcycle, it's a really good habit, and especially tearing into the engine, your drivetrain. Take your seat off, disconnect your battery, make sure you don't have any juice running through your starting system that potentially, you know, anything could happen. That's why they call them accidents. And my God, you wouldn't want your hands in there when something starts turning. So disconnect your battery, be safe. And I'm going to time lapse this because you don't want to see me just tearing nuts and bolts out. This is tear down. This is easy stuff. When we get to the assembly, I'll probably be a little bit more detailed on what's going on. Okay guys, I took the seat off and got the battery disconnected, and for those of you that don't know, the preferred method is disconnect your negative first and then your positive, and you actually do the opposite when reconnecting your battery. Put the positive on first, your negative on second. Now, I like to keep all the hardware together, and then I use like a painter's tape because it's not as adhesive, but it certainly sticks to itself really good. So I just kind of double it over and just tuck these out of the way so that they're not gonna touch anything. Now, of course, at the primary, if you've got your passenger rests still on here, take those off. And then, of course, obviously, the obvious things in the way is you're going to have to take off your floorboard here, start taking off your heel and toe shifters, and then we can take off the cover. But first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to start draining this thing. T40 Torx. Quarter-inch Allen wrench. And the pinch bolt on the inner shifter arm is a 3/16 Allen wrench head. All right, now to take off our floorboard, we got a 3/8 inch Allen wrench head bolt from the inside threaded into the bracket. I got a 1/2 inch nut and bolt here and another 1/2 inch bolt on the bottom of the aft bracket for the floorboard. And you've got to access the head of that bolt from the inside under the frame. Okay, now with your floorboard out of the way, your linkage disconnected, take your passenger's footrest off. Now you got 10 3/16 Allen head bolts to take out. So, I'm finally back. I started filming this teardown back in December, and just as where you see I left off, right after that section of the video of the teardown, I had a really bad hand injury, and Still have a little bit of scar tissue on the back of my hand with that. And I've had to wait until now due to personal scheduling issues, work schedule issues, and everything else. You know, just life gets a hold of you, and it things don't always work out the way you want it to, I guess. But anyway, now it's the first week of April, and I'm, you know, finally 4 months later, I'm going to get back to doing this thing. So where I was at on this, again, I'm going to be pulling the clutch basket off, the compensator, drive chain. And I think before I was going to do that, I was just about to explain or touch on making a clutch adjustment. This is where you start your clutch adjustment. A lot of guys think that, you know, your cable starts getting a little bit sloppy. You're going to come over here and make a clutch adjustment on the cable. Well, that is setting your lever gap, but that's not really properly adjusting your clutch. This is where you adjust your clutch. There's this jam nut. You'll loosen this jam nut. This bolt here is an adjustable bolt that's against your push rod. Your push rod extends through your transmission to the other side. That's where your clutch cable comes into play with some ramps on the other side. This is where you start to make your clutch adjustment the proper way. You finish your clutch adjustment by adjusting your gap on your clutch lever. So I just wanted to kind of make that clear. If nobody ever had if you guys never had your primary open, that derby cover here, this is what you want to. This is what you're opening up that derby cover for. Usually, if you're not just filling your primary with oil, you're making your clutch adjustment right there. And anyhow, since it's been so long since I started this, and now I'm back into to the point of discussing this teardown again, I'm going to finish this video and call this the end of part 1, just because so much time has passed. I'm going to get my thoughts together on what all I want to put on video and show you guys what I'm doing out here. And I'm going to have everything come out hopefully on a weekly basis, just because I'm actually a little humbled at how many guys are kind of watching my videos. I see my watch count, and it's actually pretty amazing. I'm real happy to have helped some guys work on their bikes, and that's what I love to do. I'm an aircraft mechanic by profession, but I don't like working on airplanes. They pay the bills. I like working on my motorcycles, and this is my passion, not airplanes. Anyway, let's finish up part 1 with that, and more videos are going to be coming regularly in the weeks before riding season officially kicks off. I got to get this done. This is the only bike my little one's riding in. He rides in the sidecar, and this has got to get done soon. So I'll be doing double time on this. So we'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks.